Jake had the fantabulous idea to take a little nappy wappy, right?
But I was getting cuddles. What do you want from me?
Take a little nappy wappy, right? And he just says, "Hey, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna wake up just in time for the pod."
Yeah. And then Ox and I are sitting there 12:40 at night, and I go, I don't think he's coming.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling. I don't think he's coming. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Anime Rift, the best show / podcast that brings you all of your anime, gaming, and weeb culture right to you at your computer or your TV or wherever you are watching or listening to us. And speaking of which, make sure that you guys scan that barcode to take you to our link tree where you can go and follow us on social media, listen to us however you listen to your podcasts, and newly added, we now upload all of our content to YouTube. So make sure you go over there, hit that notification bell, ding, ding, and subscribe to us because you're going to want to be in the know. One last note before I bring in my dapper Dans here. We are now doing a podcast every single week, and it's going to follow our Rogers episode. So you're not going to want to miss out on all the epic content we are going to continue to talk about that we're only just going to talk a little bit about during our Rogers episodes. So we're going to let you know when we're leaving and when we're starting the podcast up. So you're going to want to tune in and catch all of the action that the Anime Rift has to offer. But with that, please welcome the greatest co-hosts on the planet, Ox and Jake. Welcome back. Let's have some more anime discussion. What's going on, guys? How was your week? How are you feeling?
You know, I'm sure Jake's feeling a little sleepy, but my week's been good.
Sleepy Jake, you know? I mean, I just have to ask Jake, though. Did you lose a bet, my friend? Your beard is gone.
Yeah, my beard's gone. My hair's gone.
No.
Yeah.
Take the hat off. We got to know. Take the
it's
hat
short.
off.
He said,
Oh, what? No. He definitely lost a bet. What? No.
I'm joining the military,
This is the
guys.
only thing that can be influenced by dun 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 a woman.
No, unfortunately. But
it's all right, Jake. Blink once if you need help. Blink twice if you need more help. Yeah, give us the signals. Red light, blue light. Point to a Funko Pop. Something.
If you see me point to the Sakura Funko Pop, I've gone too far. Okay, I'm lost.
Gone too far.
He needs saved. He needs to be saved.
Well, guys, I know we have some electric topics to talk about this week. Mostly, we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic that we're going to fight about probably for an hour straight. And that is what anime character could pick up Thor's hammer. Believe me, this is going to be a heater. We're also going to talk about solo leveling, which we should probably start with. And then we are also going to talk a little bit of gaming news, what's going on in the gaming universe, and what you guys can expect these coming weeks from everything in the gaming verse. And of course, I'm going to relate an anime to the real world and some big news that happened today, the day of filming. It'll be a little older when you hear it, but oh well.
Well. What are we talking about first?
Let's talk about solo leveling.
Solo leveling first.
Because we're not ready. We're going to have to abridge the hammer thing.
Okay.
So let's talk about solo leveling. I'll let you guys talk first because you guys know I fanboy solo leveling and I think it's great. I love it. So I'm gonna let you guys give me your thoughts on the most recent episode of solo leveling. What do you guys think?
Buddy. My dude is jacked. Okay, let me tell you.
He got yoked up.
Yeah, but
he was just like, what do we got? What's that over there? That's the sun.
Yeah, they had to do my man like that. He just him standing here with his arm yoked up. I was like, okay, my dude's getting serious.
Yeah.
But
they were just like, where's the hospital? He's like, over there.
It was good to see some fighting and some action and a little bit of know-how about how the point system works. A little bit like, 1 point does a lot. It seems for increasing his ability and his strength. He could have, if he would have went more balanced, he probably would have had a lot more going on. But he kind of realized like, wow, I feel so much lighter. You know, he was knocking those dogs out. So it was interesting to see all that and see him progress. The episode itself, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for sure.
Awesome.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I see Jake's face and I'm just like, here
Nine's
we go. Here
high.
we go.
Nine's
Again.
high, but
Nine's
I think
high.
it has me great. Like it was the ending for me. Like it had me really anticipating like the next episode.
Right? Every episode of Solo Leveling has this thing that it just wants to like grab you, take you in, and be like, this is the season finale. And you're like, I don't want to wait long to know what happens, but I know I have to wait 7 days. So you're just like every single week, you're kind of like, what is going on with this?
Yeah.
All right, Jake, give it to us.
I'm not gonna say trash. I got flamed last time I said trash. But no. In all honesty, like Solo Leveling is getting very progressive where it's like every episode is significantly better than the last. So episode 1 was not my favorite episode, but episode 2 is a lot better. And episode 3 was even better. And now episode 4 is a dang good episode, honestly. Do I still wish they did a 1 hour premiere and then went straight into episode 4 as like episode 2, essentially? Yeah, but not a lot of animes are doing that in the first place. I think Demon Slayer is like one of the first major ones to do it recently. But it's turned out to be a pretty phenomenal anime.
Yeah, it's progressing well. My quick thought on the episode, I thought it was awesome. I thought the progression was great. The only thing I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of is where he's allocating the points. They show him leveling very rapidly, but the last we saw him allocate points, he was just putting them in strength. And I was just kind of curious whether he started allocating them a little differently or if he just, buff moded himself and just stacked it all in strength. I also would have liked to have seen a little more of like the loot he was progressing because they showed him picking up a few items and he was getting a few things, but it looked like he was starting to amass some loot. And unfortunately, maybe that was just because it was the same thing, like in Tails, like in Fangs, so on and so forth. But the dagger at the end was really, really cool. The dungeon boss, that was really awesome. And then I absolutely loved how humble he was when they're fighting the big escaped monster and he comes in and just hurls the sword, walks away taking no credit. It's just like, it was the group. And he's just like, but full well that he hucked that sword with plus 8,000 strength and absolutely obliterated that thing. And you're just kind of like, man, if this is the scaling monster at this point, now I gotta wonder, where's the ceiling? Does he hit a ceiling? Or like Ox said in the last episode, do the challenges get harder for him? Because that was one thing we did not see, is we did not see another daily challenge, which leads me to believe that this happened in the same day. And so it's kind of like, is there a con to him putting all of this strength into these, like all these points into one strength? And I'm really interested to see what's going to happen next. What's, where this path is going to take us. I think right now this train is building momentum. From the first episode of where we need a little more information, we're slowly getting more information. And now it feels like this train's leaving the station and we're not going to be able to stop it. So I'm excited to see where this kind of goes.
Yeah, my favorite aspect of the gaming thing he has, like collecting the loot, getting the experience, getting levels. I like the achievement like bonuses where like when he killed so many of the steel fanged wolves or whatever they were, he got that bonus, and I like that aspect a lot. I think that out of all of his like abilities and things that he gets, I think that is the one unique thing that I really do enjoy. So when I see him like kill another boss, like I'll look for those achievements to pop up to see kind of what benefits he gets from those. I think that's a really cool aspect to it. But I think I think what made the episode so good for me is like I think any other anime episode might have ended right after he killed the raid boss, right? And like we probably would have been perfectly fine with that, but I like how it continued and went to him helping out in the streets and defeating that elemental or whatever it was. But it's nice to see him getting comfortable with his abilities, but it's also like he still doesn't even know his own strength yet. So I'm interested to see where he does like, and he might have. I wonder if he's like not even allocated those points yet. Like he was gaining the levels, but there were so many enemies around. Maybe he's gonna go home, lay in the bed, open up his thing, and all of a sudden he's level 87 and he has all these points he can allocate. So I'm with Andrew on that. Where I want to see what he does, and if he says, "Okay, look, I need a little bit more endurance," you know. But the biggest thing is my man needs a weapon that's durable, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, hopefully it's that dagger.
And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but like when you go into a gate, they haven't like disclosed any loot tables except for the little crystals they drop.
Yeah.
Whereas
and
if he
that
goes
was-
into a dungeon, he gets loot like you would in a video game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That was a big thing. And the other thing that kind of threw me for a bit of a loop was I wasn't sure if there was like a statistic or like a holdback on the people and what they could actually use. Because if you remember from episode 1, he had this measly little knife. Some people had full on swords and shields, some people had staves. I wasn't sure if there was like he's locked to this ability or like to this kind of loot, because so far we've only seen him pick up a sword and now he's been gifted the dagger, right? So now I'm kind of wondering, is this like a he only gets daggers and swords, or does he get everything, and what is he going to become in the future? So I'm not, so there's a lot of questions surrounding what could be, and I think that's what makes it the most exciting
Yeah.
part of watching Solo Leveling.
And I think in the beginning it was more. I took it as more like he couldn't afford the nice weapons.
Yeah.
Like because he could only barely kill like goblins or things like that. He got such low end loot. All he could get was a dagger that would pretty much break every single round. I definitely want to see him get that huge score. Mana. I forgot what they are. Mana crystals or whatever they are.
Yeah, for his mom,
And
right? 'Cause
yeah, for his
you want to
mom
see it
and-
for his mom.
and see what that happens. And like I really also like it's weird. I want it to be kind of like that kind of like with Saitama, right? He goes and he beats all these bosses, but like no, everyone thinks that he's this.
It's not him.
Yeah, it's a C. And no one knows it's him. Everybody thinks he's still like a C tier hero, and like and everybody's just going to ask all these questions. But at the same time, I want him to take that test again, and him just like boom,
Murder it.
murder. Like
Well-
just they're going to test him. Like, dude, you went from being this low tier to now you're B tier all of a sudden. Like, and
But
then he's
don't
just going to keep
forget,
going.
he took the test again in the hospital
Mhm.
and still failed it miserably, which is
Yeah.
which was like the biggest mind twist for me, because I was like, maybe he's a cheat code. Like
Mhm.
maybe something with these statues have selected him to be like a glitch in the Matrix, you know? Like he
But-
doesn't register. Maybe he died and he became one of them.
Mm.
And
He's
that's
a
why
guy.
he doesn't register, right? And I
But-
was kind of like, oh, maybe that, but we were getting too deep.
He also didn't allocate his points yet
Yeah.
before
he
they
didn't.
took the test again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hadn't
that's
done a
true.
challenge or nothing yet.
That's true. That is true.
So
I
maybe
don't know.
now his points are allocated. If he retakes it, he might score kind of
Mhm.
crazy on it.
Yeah,
That would be wild.
that would be wild, actually, if he was like S rank. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next topic, I'm giving everyone fair warning. This
Trending.
is going to be a quick kind of. We're going to debate it here, but this is going to be discussed at length when we go to the pod, because there are just things that in my right mind I could not say on TV. That's going to justify these arguments. And yeah, so we'll talk about it briefly. Our topic of the week, and of course, we want to know from you guys too. Get on our socials, let us know what you think. And that is going to be, what anime character, if any, could wield the power of Mjolnir? And for those that don't cross over into the comic book universe, that is Thor's hammer, blessed to him by the gods and Odin himself. obviously, if anyone's ever seen the Avengers movies, or sorry, Marvel movies, or have read the comic books, you know that there is a very specific requirement in order to wield Thor's hammer. And in the movie universe, only one person has picked up the hammer, and that was Captain America. And yeah, so we'll start it off there. Jake, who do you think, from your knowledge of Mjolnir and the lore of Thor, who do you think in the anime universe would be able to pick it up, and just give us a couple of reasons why?
Okay. So Thor can for sure pick it up. But let's think of like
Are
people
you doing it
outside
just
of Thor
because his
that
name is
have
Thorfinn?
picked it
Okay,
up.
let's go over the what the requirements are. Like, you know,
But
to
the
pick up
see,
Mjolnir.
here's the thing: the requirements are not set in stone. Those are
Okay,
Yeah.
just
but
an
let's go over the little things here. So we're talking selflessness, right?
Yeah.
Doing
Mhm.
things without anyone asking, sacrifice, you know, all this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of, you know, pure-hearted, that kind of character,
Mhm.
right? If there's some other little weird kinky stuff in there, we can maybe talk about that later.
We
but we're talking selflessness, sacrifice, you know, pure-hearted.
Oh, well,
And
in
that
case,
is
every
a
anime
mount.
character can
That's
pick up
not
this
every
hammer.
anime character. That's not every anime character, but there is a long list of anime characters. You
Alright.
know. That can-
So someone. So who
I'm
else
just gonna
picked it up?
preface
Captain
this by
America.
saying I'm a comic book person, and this is gonna get ugly.
it's not gonna
Captain
be
America can pick it up, right?
He can.
Okay. And his biggest feat that we know of is that he jumped on a grenade when he was old skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things. I don't think that contributed to him picking up the hammer when they needed it, but yeah, it's a good trade. It's the right
Mhm.
trade.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins could pick up the hammer.
But there's a lot that gets pick up that hammer, dude. Look, listen. I don't even get started.
Just give us one, and I like your
Okay.
reasoning behind it. So you said Elizabeth.
Mhm.
All right. Like I said, we're going to discuss this a lot more. This is going to get talked about.
Okay.
You guys
Listen.
are definitely going to want to tune into this podcast episode because it's going to be fire. Ox, what do you think? Who do you think?
I mean, Goku's entire family picks up that hammer. Like, Goku for sure does. Gohan for sure does. Goten for sure does. Right? It's just they meet all the requirements. I hate to tell you that, but
Hold on. I'm not sure I did this hard enough into the camera. Let me try it again.
I hate to
Catch
tell
that eye
you that.
roll?
I think there's so many characters. Like, early Midoriya in My Hero Academia picks up the hammer, right?
Okay.
Like, I mean, I think there's just so many.
Mhm.
And the reason I think that is because, like, you know, in Marvel, like, I mean, this is like, you know, humanity, like our humanity kind of thing. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of people worthy in our humanity to
It is
pick up
the
Mjolnir.
It is the weapon
right?
of a god.
Right, you know, so. But in anime, there's a lot of worthy people. Okay?
There's a lot of people. Yeah.
There's a lot of worthy people, and there's a lot of pure-hearted characters in anime. I think there you can make, or like if I said like Midoriya, right? Or that's why I said early Midoriya, because
Mhm.
latter Midoriya that has a little bit more issues probably can't pick. Lemillion picks up the hammer. I hate to tell you, there's.
I said one. He's listing 400.
I hate to tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. That's fair.
It's a lot. Data picks up the hammer.
I'll keep mine quick, but there is a list that I think that I do have. But I'm just gonna give the most obvious one. I think it's kind of staring everybody in the face here. It's Naruto.
Mhm.
Naruto.
Yeah,
will pick
that's
up
probably the
hammer.
most selfless person.
And like I said, there are a bunch of people. No, and I will say this because I know some people are gonna jump on me about not mentioning someone from Sword Art. And I'm gonna say that I don't think anybody in Sword Art could, and I'll tell you why. Because they don't actually have any real world accolades. Everything they do is in a video game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So them actually needing to pick up the hammer in real world, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think
so
that the
I don't
act
think
of
anyone
playing
from
that
Sword
game
Art
is
gets that
selfish
nod.
anyway. You know.
Yeah. Well.
I think the act of wanting to play and go into that world and everything, it's selfish. That's what they want to do, right? You're
Yeah.
committing a selfish act as
Yeah.
itself. So.
And like I said, we are going to talk about this one at great length right after we are done here. But with that topic, let us know what you guys think in our Discord, on our socials. Who do you think can pick up Thor's hammer? and who do you think can wield it most effectively? Let us know. And what do you think of our takes? Do you think Naruto's too mainstream? What do you think? Right? Is it a trash selection? Who knows? But let us know, and we would love to hear from you. Hopping into some gaming news, this week's kind of been a bit of a big one. We're going to see a number of game releases come out that are pretty big. A lot of people have been playing Power World. And right now, I think we're kind of stepping into that season of survival RPG. It feels like that's what's coming out a lot recently is survival RPG games. Power World was the big one that kicked it off on Steam and PC, Xbox. It is unfortunately not crossplay at the moment. However, Microsoft has now teamed up exclusively with Power World to fix all these issues and get everybody playing together because they want all 8 million players playing together. Right now, it is the second highest downloaded game on Steam. It was number one. It overtook Cyberpunk, but it has since fallen down. And I think that comes with some of the other titles that have come out, like Enshrouded was another one that came out. That was another, smart on this company to release the game right after Power World. And if I haven't said it once, I've said it a million times. Smart game companies that are not AAA companies, this is the strat they need to run. They need to wait for the major game title to come out, wait for the hype to kind of start to fall off the mountaintop, and then hit them with your indie game that looks just as promising, with just as great mechanics, something like Enshrouded, and with their own little twist on it, and make it that much better. I mean, I hate to say it, even though Ark is fantastic, Ark was the first to strike. But now we've got Enshrouded, now we've got Power World, now we've got all these games are football stacking on top of Ark, and Ark I feel is kind of getting lost somewhere along the way. The true fans are there, and they'll always will be, just like for some reason Destiny players. They'll always be there. God knows why. But, everything's kind of stacking on top. But we're going to talk about Enshrouded a bit. I have a couple questions for you guys because I know you guys are playing it. I have not gotten a chance to play it. Not sure if I will this weekend, but certainly going to try. So I have questions for you guys about it. We'll talk about during the podcast to see what your initial takes and things are of Enshrouded. But if you're looking for another survival RPG, I hear Enshrouded is top tier. If you are just an action RPG player like myself, and you're a huge Rocksteady game fan like I am, and you have played all the Arkham series games, or you just like comic DC Batman, then Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will be coming out, or will be out by the time you guys see this episode. And even though it had a bit of controversy at the beginning, this game looks solid. There's a ton of content for it. It's kind of puts you in the driver's seat of being able to kill the Justice League. So you're going to fight Batman, Superman, Flash, so on and so forth, playing as, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, King Shark, which is really, really cool. I've seen a lot of gameplay footage. I have this game myself. They did have a bit of a blunder right in the beginning where anyone that got the deluxe edition got to play for 72 hours ahead. However, there was a very serious bug that went out that automatically completed the game for people. So unfortunately, they weren't able to play through the storyline because the game had auto-completed. It was a big bug. It has since been fixed and will be ready for day one. Rocksteady decided that they were going to give everyone $20 worth of in-game currency, kind of to offset the deluxe edition cost for everyone that is going to play the game tomorrow when it comes out, or sorry, on Friday when it comes out. And it looks very promising. I'll let you guys know my thoughts after I play it over the weekend. And if you're looking for that, I think it'll be pretty awesome and pretty fun. It's a multiplayer, so it's a live service game. It's gonna have a battle pass, everything, cosmetics. What you can do is you and up to 4 friends can play in the same game and do kind of like round-based, round-based squad killing. It's third person. And yeah, you guys can team up as many members of the Suicide Squad and go around the world and do the objectives. So it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, exactly. And then last but certainly not least on my anime / big news, for anyone that watches Overtake, it was an anime that was released earlier this year, or earlier, sorry, in 2023 at the tail end, about Formula One racing in anime form. And if you are a giant Formula One fan like myself, Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time driver world champion, has left Mercedes-Benz to go to Ferrari. This is probably the biggest news sweeping sports right now. If you turn on a sports channel, it is all over it. He won 6 championships with Mercedes spanning over 13 years, which is almost unheard of in a driver career. The name is familiar around the world. And all he had to say was, when you're a 13-year-old boy and they ask you to paint a car, you paint it red. And so it looks like it was his dream to kind of finish his career, maybe end his career and drive for Ferrari. And it looks like in 2025, he will do just that.
Nice. Good for him.
So who knows what they're going to pay that man? Probably somewhere in the $500 to $800 million. So yeah, something wild.
Get the bag, baby.
Get that bag. You deserve it. And yeah, that kind of wraps up this abridged one. Do you guys have any closing comments before I send her away and roll up my sleeves for this podcast?
Buddy, let me tell you. Our World, they did release their biggest patch today, right? So today or yesterday. So apparently they fixed a lot of things going on, a lot of things with the Pokemon not doing things they were supposed to do, or pals. I'm sorry, don't want to tip anybody out there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But no, they're not a copy of Pokemon, dude. Come on.
It's nowhere near. It's not the same.
I do find it hilarious. All the people that probably hate on this, but it's nice to see that like they care about the game and they're making these fixes. Which is great. I think my biggest question or question mark for them is like what they're going to do for PvP. I had a long discussion with Jake just about like a lot of exploits that you can like take advantage of when it comes to like PvP. So I'm hoping that they take their time and release a good experience for people, because it would be very, very trolly if they just came out and just did it without really thinking. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. And Shrouded, like you said, me and Jake are into that. Be good to go in more detail, but outside of that, I'm ready to get this round 1 started.
I'm ready for these next 30 to 45 minutes.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Thanks, guys, as always. And for all of you watchers out there, thank you for watching. And as always, the Anime Rift has everything you need, from pixels to panels to your daily, or more like weekly, dose of weeb culture. So from Ox, Jake, and myself, Frozen, thanks for watching. Make sure you tune into the podcast because Slugfest is coming up next. We love you, and we will catch you next time on the Anime Rift.
The podcast starts now.
The podcast starts now. Ding, ding, ding. Welcome back, everyone. If you're tuning in right now, we're just going to bridge this quickly. I know if you're a listener, you just listened to our Rogers episode, and now you're going to fucking get it, because it's going to be big. We're talking undisputed heavyweight champions of the world. Anime characters that can lift Thor's hammer, which is none of them, because they're all pussies.
No,
Bro,
thank you. My man just said... You're gonna fucking get it, and it's a big one. Like, I just want to rewind.
Can we pause?
Just for a second.
You know what? You're gonna get it right now.
Someone put that.
We are bridging over from our Rogers episode. Thank you for tuning in and listening to that. And now we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes, the spicy stuff you guys love here on the podcast. Of course, make sure that you follow us on all of our social medias and continue listening to wherever you get your podcasts from. Just a reminder, this is Jake and Ox and myself, Frozen, coming at you from our lovely individual studios across North America, where we bring you the best anime content and gaming content across the web. Look out, Joe Rogan and New Heights. We're coming for you.
New Heights. Listen, I think
I
I
love
think
you,
we
Mike.
should start this episode because we hinted it a little bit at the beginning of the Rogers, and people probably were very confused.
Yeah.
And it's story time. We're gonna talk about what happened yesterday. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So, guys,
let's talk about yesterday.
Here we
go.
When we
About
were
yesterday.
supposed to do this.
We can't leave things in the past
Listen,
in
we
this
can't.
podcast for some reason.
Listen,
No, we
I
never
just
do.
want to be story time for all those out there, guys. We typically record every single week on Wednesdays. We do it
Mhm.
late at night. That's just when our schedule allows us to do this. 11:30 Eastern time is normally when we can all sit down together and hash out these things. Well, Jake had the fantabulous idea to take a little nappy wappy, right?
But I was getting cuddles. What do you want from me?
Take a little nappy wappy, right? And he just says, "Hey, I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up just in time for the pod."
Yeah. And then Ox and I are sitting there 12:40 at night, and I go, I don't think he's coming.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling I don't think he's coming.
We're in there like 11:20, a little earlier, and we're just me and Andrew just talking. We're having a good time, and I think dude, it was like 11:50, 12 rolls around,
Yeah.
and Andrew's just like, "Hey, where's Jake?" And I was like, "Dude, that's a good question." So I added him in Discord.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's gonna see this. He's gonna come.
He's
any
gonna see
moment,
it hop
right?
on. Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
At any moment, he'll
Yeah,
be
he's
here.
He's gonna be here.
So we keep
like that.
talking. We're like, how do we improve? How do we do this? How do we do that?
Mhm.
And then dead ass, it's like 12:40, and it's like, I don't think he's coming anymore.
Yeah, he said, "I don't think Jake's coming," and I was like, "Nah, no, dude."
Nah, definitely for sure.
And I was like,
I added
was
them
like-
in
I was
Discord.
like- and I was like, I don't want to call him because, like, I was like, I know he took a nap. I was like, I don't want to call him because I was like, I'm gonna wake him up and then I'm gonna wake his lady up, and that that's just not gonna go. So last night I went to bed, right? Extremely disappointed, right? And I'm just laying there. I'm like, I want to text Jake so he sees this when he wakes up. And I was like, what do I put? And I just put the shame. 12:35.
Shame.
My head hits the pillow, and I say, the shame. And I get a text at 6:55 a.m. He says, "Bro, I fucking passed the fuck out."
I woke up at 2:00 in the morning.
Cold
And-
sweats.
The old lady, like, she woke me up because she went to the bathroom, and I said, "What time is it?" She said, 2. I said, 2. She said, "Yeah." I said, "Fuck."
But just to make this even better, listeners, I gotta divulge this next part, which I get a text at 6:55 in the morning. Keep in mind, I work afternoons, and it's, I apologize for last night, guys. Super unprofessional. It will not happen again.
That was the
Like
work
he's-
chat. That was the
like-
work chat.
like he's calling in for work.
I said, as soon as I read that, I said, "Oh yeah, it's happening again."
I just loved it. I wanted to be like, I'm not your boss, man. You do whatever you want. Hold on, I gotta send this to HR now.
I'm gonna get written up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get fired.
You know
It's
what,
only a matter of
Jake?
time.
Jake, we need to have a meeting with you about your attendance. You've missed one episode in the past year, and that's just unacceptable by our standards. So this is going to serve as a written notice.
Oh, on a lighter note, though, guys, have y'all seen the drip for Egghead?
Oh, dude, I've seen the drip for Egghead.
The drip for Egghead is kind of crazy.
No, but I'm hoping you're going to send me a link right now. Did I show you the drip that I'm bringing to Anime North?
Oh, dude, I hadn't shown him that.
Oh.
You got drip for Anime North?
Oh, okay. I'm going to send it to you right now so that I
Okay,
can get
send
your
me in
live
Discord.
reaction.
Let's
I'm gonna
break
post it in
this-
Discord for anyone else that wants to see it.
Let's
Okay.
break this now, dude. Who's
There
the
we go.
drippiest though?
I'm just going to say this. On the white tops of the toes, I'm putting the Anime Riff logo on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to love it. I sent it in the Anime Riff chat, in our
In our
work chat.
general.
Yeah, in our work chat.
Oh, I joined something.
Oh, yeah, I heard you. I heard a ding dong in Discord.
No, sorry, like on your phone. You need to look on your phone.
On my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Anime Rift work chat. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, those are spiced.
Yeah.
I don't even want to ruin it. I want everyone at Anime North to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be spice.
I sent
I
it in
like
there, Jake.
those.
I sent it in there. I sent
Oh,
it in
All
there.
right, where did you guys put this?
I put it in the general, dude. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's the drip. That's the
that's
drip.
It's drippy.
Okay.
Who's the drippiest? Who's the drippiest straw hat right now?
Bro, Loki, Luffy kind of hot.
Luffy is hot, but Zoro's outfit's clean, dude.
But
Yeah.
Robin,
I
Brooks.
should just say
He's gonna say Tony
that
Chopper. I know.
we probably should leave the general chat just in case someone happens to pop
Oh
in here
yeah.
and just
Mhm.
like, just in case.
Just
But yeah,
in case.
no. So, is this it? The egghead? Oh,
This is-
Yeah, that's the egghead
okay.
drip.
Dude, I won't
Okay.
lie. I when I first hit the time skip, I was like, man, I don't like Frankie's get up. I don't like his change.
His
But
update, yeah.
The more I see him, the more I like it.
It's gas and
So,
gas every time.
Is this supposed to be like a Sonic kind of hint, nod, wink?
Similar,
Because it
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
gives me that Dr. Robotnik egghead kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I think that's why
Sonic.
everyone calls it Egghead Island. I'm not sure if the
Yeah.
island's actually called that.
Well, just more specifically, Luffy's outfit. If you pull up Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, whatever you want to call it, the drip is
Eggman.
kind of very similar
Oh
to
yeah.
the Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
say though, my man Tony Chopper just looking.
I do it.
Always
Yeah.
dripped out, dude.
Hey, listen, if you're going top to bottom, first to last, I think it's Zoro, Luffy, Brook,
Also,
Frankie, Nico, Robin.
But I feel like Frankie's not that dripped out, dude. I'm gonna be
I think
honest.
Frankie's drip, dude.
I'm just gonna say this now. They did Nami dirty in this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
look at the. Come on.
Nami and Jinbei got kind of dirty.
This is the thing. Nami normally gets a couple outfits in an arc sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she might get a switch up.
She's gonna get a switch up
Because
somewhere.
all I'm saying is that dang beyond the others. All right.
Listen,
Like-
I can't decide. Sanji and Usopp, they need to. Like, why do they got Usopp training under Mike Guy right now?
right.
Why do they got
He has the
Usopp?
onesie.
I just
He has
thought
the
of that.
one-
My
Oh my
guy's
god,
onesie.
with the like things and everything,
Okay.
it looks like a carbon
He-
copy.
He even has the Jonin jacket, okay? And I can't
I know.
take it. But
But let's go
everybody
back
else
to
is.
let's go back to Nico Robin. That dang
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Like all right. Like,
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
GC would say, she got that.
Yeah.
that, all right.
But-
Like yeah.
Zoro with the swords on his back. I think that's the coolest thing for me.
And
You
then
like
got
Zoro with the swords on the
flippin'-
back?
I like Zoro with the swords on the back. I'm a
You got
swords on the back kind of guy.
Flipping
I wa-
Sanji looking like Andy Reid out there.
Yeah, Sanji.
The Hawaiian
is-
shirt.
Why does Oda always do Sanji dirty and put the little hair prickles
Dude,
on his legs?
Yeah, Sanji's looking more like what's that dude from the Bills? Josh Allen, because
Josh Allen.
he's in Cancun right now. That's what he's looking
yeah.
like. Candy 11 Tony Chopper.
I
Jinbei
gotta
got
say,
that dirty.
I can't unsee the Usopp now.
Yeah, dude, that's
Like,
straight
I
Mike guy.
can't unsee the Mike guy.
Well, apparently Oda and I can't remember the creative Naruto's name, but they're like really close.
They pay homage to each other all the time. in
Yeah.
little things,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But
Oh
the drip
no,
is
you're
sick.
right. You're right. We got Josh Allen, and then we got Jinbei's the blue guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not this
Jinbei.
far, so
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's Andy Reid.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting ready for the trip to Cancun.
Yeah,
'cause
he's getting
the
ready for
Niners are gonna win, right?
cheeseburgers and
Mhm.
Cancun and
Mm.
Yeah, they dripped out everybody, but
It
I
looks
hate
good.
it for my man Sanji. He got,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay though.
I like
It's
it.
okay.
All right.
What do we have on this young docket today?
All right, this one we're gonna slam out this MCU clash of anime,
Yeah,
and
dude.
who would pick up Thor's hammer in the anime world. And
Okay.
I can't even tell you right now. There are so many principles to this that there's actually a lot of anime characters that would not be able to pick this up, and more so because there's a reason that only Captain America could pick it up. Right? Because there are a lot of people in the Marvel universe that could arguably pick it up, right? Like people that were more selfless or, had all the traits that were mentioned in our Rogers episode. There are tons of people like that in the MCU that cannot pick it up, right? And it's because there's so much more, right? I mean, Tony Stark committed the most selfless act on the planet and could not pick that hammer up.
He made
Right.
this in a cave.
Tony Stark
Yeah.
made this in a cave with scraps. I absolutely love that TikTok for Pal World, man. Like
I see. This is my argument. I understand why Tony Stark couldn't pick it up, right? Because he was very.
He's still Tony. He's
still Tony Stark. One thing he did at the end of his life, albeit like the most amazing thing ever, doesn't make up for all the past transgressions. Money. He sold weapons and all this stuff, and
but
Playboy.
all I'm gonna say is part of the reason is that even Thor feels unworthy of Mjolnir's power, and that I think plays a big part in why. Because don't forget, for a part of time, Mjolnir departed Thor, and he could not use it because of his selfishness and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I think anime characters all have traits that, kind of supersede this. If I got really nitpicky, even Naruto has some of them.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've seen.
You don't think Tanjiro can pick it up?
Nah, God.
Tanjiro? No.
Is Tanjiro not a pure-hearted
He
hey, I'm getting
is.
it. Come on.
But Loki's also picked up the hammer. So
no, Loki can't pick up the hammer.
other than certain individuals have proven worthy of lifting Mjolnir upon me.
Anytime Loki tries to pick it up, it tricks him or befouls him, or he gets stuck with it. He can't pick it up because one of the biggest things is that Thor always rests it on Loki to prevent him
To hold
from
him
moving.
in place. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that.
You can't Itadori. Pre Shibuya arc, Itadori picks up that hammer. I agree with you. There are moments in time where characters go through situations where, post Shibuya arc, Itadori's not picking up the hammer. You can't
There's
do it.
even
But that's not his fault. In his
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. But still, episode 1, Yuji Itadori, that was his whole thing of him becoming a sorcerer. He wanted to save people or protect people.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things is you have to be burden free, and I'll kind of push a little further with this. If people remember either the movies or the comics, Captain America couldn't pick it up when in Civil War when they're all trying to pick up Thor's hammer as a gag. He could not pick it up. Same in the comic books. And you're like, well, why could he pick it up later? And if people recall, at the end of Civil War and in the beginning of Avengers, he apologized and confessed to Tony that he should have come clean about his parents and how they died, because he knew what happened to Tony Stark's parents and everything like that. And then it was after that unburdening that when Captain America needed it the most, he could pick up the hammer.
So it's guilt is involved as well?
I think that you need to kind of be selfless and unburden yourself from any past, even regression, anything you hold on yourself that may have not been your fault. You couldn't control it, but you have to unburden yourself. Part of being worthy is feeling unworthy. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of plays into it, right?
Dude, I don't know. The say that no anime character can't pick up Thor's hammer, I think is
It's a little far fetched.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually mean that nobody can pick it up, but I don't think that there's a list of people X amount long that could do it. There's no way everyone in Goku's family. And as for Gohan, that dude's a shit disturber. All right,
but
there is no way he picks up that hammer.
He picks up that hammer.
No,
Goku picks up that hammer.
Maybe Goku. Maybe
Goten picks up that hammer. I think Shoko from A Silent Voice picks up the hammer.
A Silent Voice.
Defiling things.
She, the trauma and everything she went through, and still to harbor no ill will towards
She
anybody.
did try to kill herself. She harbored will against herself, though.
Herself, yeah, technically. I mean, still.
Oh God, yeah. Who are you talking about here?
Luffy
from A Silent Voice, the deaf girl.
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
Luffy picks it up.
Luffy can pick it up. I think
Midoriya can pick it up. Midoriya is he's the selfless king. Dude can pick it up.
I don't know.
Or
Apparently, in the new
self-sacrifice.
season, he goes
Yeah,
like,
that's why I said like pre, that's so because that stuff he gets a little bit more.
yeah,
He's more burdened with a lot. He's burdened with a lot more stuff. Luffy, he ain't nothing burdened than that dude. You know,
yeah. Luffy kind of gear free.
like I like the Naruto, but like there's things with Naruto that he has. I think if you want to be like very very specific, Naruto can't pick up the hammer till after
Kage fight.
no, when he when he goes and meets Killer Bee and he masters his powers.
Oh, the
where he faces himself.
the waterfall of truth
Yes,
or whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
Post that, cleanly picks it up. No problem. Boji picks it up.
Boji
No.
Boji can't even lift it. I think it's at least
No.
42 pounds.
Boji 100% lifts it up.
No.
You're insane. You're just look. I get it. Marvel's Marvel, whatever. But like, there's a lot of anime characters.
Who do you think could break Captain America's shield?
Oh, a lot of things can.
Boji can break Captain America's shield.
No. Because so here's the thing. Now we're getting into Marvel metals here. All right. Captain America's shield is made of vibranium, right? The resource mined and made by the people from Black Panther. But it also has bits of like adamantium in it, the same subject or things that could be made of Wolverine, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, vibranium's biggest core weakness is that big godly weapons like Thor's hammer could alter the composition of the shield. That's why Thanos, who comes from the other world, if you notice when he tries to use it and Thanos cuts it down with his blade, is because Thanos's blade is made of a different off-world metal that could break it. See, in humankind, nothing can break that shield, right?
Mhm.
It's something off-world or out of this world. But when you start bringing in characters from other, let's even say animes, even like Dragon Ball Z powers, we don't know how that shield holds up against a Goku punch, right? Like a Super Saiyan punch. We don't know if that...
Maybe a spirit bomb? What do you think?
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe even Krillin's Destructo Disc. Who knows, right? If he can actually get that sucker off. And not charge it for 6 episodes. But...
There are definitely like feats in like Marvel and stuff that I know, like all that stuff is,
Let's talk about a real weapon no one can actually wield, and that's Odin's staff. All right.
Really?
The All Father. All right. Like, and actually, I'm just kidding. No, anyone can wield Odin's staff. It's the most powerful weapon in the world. That's why anyone that gets it is the most powerful person. Is the All Father.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was my nickname back in high school.
Is that because you have so many children?
I'll tell you what. That's the most powerful weapon in the universe if Boruto's holding his breath. Okay, I'll tell you that. Because that guy, listen, he got some talent. He got some talent.
Ox tried to tell me.
Power.
Ox, what were you trying to tell me this week, dog?
I'm telling you, Boruto no diffs Naruto now.
Prime Naruto.
I hate to tell you, and I hate to break people's hearts.
You know what, though? I had time to think on this. I had time to think on it after you told me this no diff. And I have to believe, you know what? You're right. The first fight, he's gonna slam down Naruto, but then this is gonna happen. Naruto is gonna dig down deep, and he's like, I have to slap the shit out of this kid. And he's gonna get his insane amount of chakra, and then he's gonna pull out some godly ability that no one in the Naruto universe has ever heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna wield it, and he's gonna bitch slap Boruto back to the next dynasty.
Boruto just absorbs it.
Because here's the thing. We saw this
Boruto absorbs it. I hate that. It doesn't matter.
In every fight we've ever seen in Naruto history, he gets stronger and stronger the more he's defeated. He should have been dead with pain. He should have been dead with every other person. You mean to tell me... And even to this day, as a Naruto fan, I still struggle with this one. You mean to tell me Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sani ninja, could not beat Pain, but Naruto, who has not developed as far as Jiraiya has, can beat Pain? Now, mind you, he only fought them kind of more individually, right? Not really all at the same time like Pain did, or sorry, like Jiraiya did. But it's just, that's what I'm saying, is Naruto is designed as a character to get stronger and stronger and stronger. He's kind of like in the end of The Last Airbender when Fire Lord
Bringing
Ozai
up cartoons
goes
on an
goes
anime
to fight him,
podcast.
and he comes out with the white glowing eyes, and now he's like the all-powerful avatar, even though he didn't really have any training the entire time because he was too busy goofing off the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one of those things where he just always has the power. Like, he'll always have that power.
Have an awakening
And
mid-fight.
inherently, just biologically, anything that Baruto has would inherently come from Hinata or Naruto.
Naruto no diss Hinata.
But at the same time, like Boruto has his karma. Like he has Momoshiki's ability to absorb ninjutsu. There's no ninjutsu Naruto can throw at Boruto that he just can't absorb and throw it back at him.
How did Naruto beat the Pain that could do that with taijutsu?
No, it was because Sage Jutsu uses
Spirit energy instead of chakra.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why. But
So Rasen Shuriken to the chest. He can't absorb it though.
Rasen Shuriken, but it's gone.
He uses.
Well, I hate to tell you
Sage
guys.
mode energy, he wouldn't be able to.
I mean, I hate to tell you guys, it's gone. It doesn't work.
I don't know, listeners. You tell
I'll
us.
have to.
And now what? Boruto just flying Raijins out of the way of the
Flying
Rasen
Raijin's
Shuriken.
broken
You know what I'm
though.
saying?
Yeah, that's
Like, I hate to tell you. You know
Flying
what I'm
Raijin's
saying?
broken. Although
His
no,
lightning release insane.
I'm trying to remember if they did a thing where they said Naruto was faster than Flying Raijin, but I don't think he is. I think Sasuke is with the. Right.
Oing.
Did y'all hear
Boing.
that?
I heard that.
That
Don't know
was
what it was.
that was the writers of Naruto and Baruto messaging Ox to tell him, nope, he gets diffed by Naruto.
Okay, let's put it like this. I'll say Naruto had to go Baryon mode,
Mm-hmm.
right, to fight Ishiki, right? Yes,
Okay, here we
he was whooping Ishiki's ass at that point, but it was a limited time thing. He lost Kurama because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Code, technically unlimited code or no limiter code is technically stronger than Ishiki, right?
Supposedly.
Boruto no diffs code post time skip. Code was putting his hands on Naruto. You know
Have
what
we
I'm
seen
saying?
Naruto post time slip yet?
Buddy, Naruto post time skip is. I mean, he ain't got Kurama no more. Like you can't. He's got
Hashtag
Sage Mode.
useless.
He's still strong. He's still incredibly strong, but he's just like he's not on Boruto's level. Boruto's on a different planet right now. He uses the Earth's rotation for his Rasengan, my guy.
Well, Naruto's going a lot universal rotation.
Hey.
That's next.
I don't doubt it. Like I don't want it to be so myself.
It sounds like you do though.
I don't.
Actually, someone actually talked about this. I have it right here from Reddit.
Oh, okay, you were trusting the Reddit post.
It's Reddit, man. Here it says short
Reddit
answer.
does know a lot.
Baruto could not do it, even being able to absorb the power. He says the long answer is Naruto is 1/2 Uzumaki, who possesses 6 paths power, which cannot be absorbed, and Hashirama's cells. So
I don't think he
naturally,
needs to
his
even absorb
unlimited
it.
Vast Chakra reserves and inheritor of Asuna's power or Ashura's power, and is Kurama's Jinchuriki.
That's just a guy that doesn't want,
Now, Naruto has a lot of plot armor. Now, the path orbs that he has, the Truth Seeker orbs,
So-
I don't think that can be absorbed.
He
Yeah.
says
Yeah, it
he
could
has
be
the
as well, I think so.
potential to be more skilled than Naruto, but the difference in raw power and in the long fight, he would still Naruto would still win.
When was that posted?
You see here,
Give me a timestamp,
It
please.
tell you at the top.
2 months ago.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
I
So
hate to
they
tell
put
you.
something in recently that
Buddy.
allows him to
The
absorb
Boruto
Buddy.
time skip. When did that come out?
Buddy,
6 paths power.
you just got he doesn't even have Kurama anymore. Like he doesn't have Kurama anymore.
Yeah, but it wouldn't eliminate the 6 paths power
Well,
ourselves.
he's not. When's he using the 6-pass power?
But that's what I'm saying. He can use it, and Baruto
If
wouldn't
he
be
can,
able to
if
absorb
he can
it.
use
because
it,
he
why
can't
hasn't
absorb
he?
that.
If he
He
can use it,
does.
why hasn't he used it?
The true secret orbs or
Why
his six
didn't he?
paths.
Why hasn't he used it against Momoshiki like in the first fight? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
my
Buddy,
man's just
I didn't write that anime. Why are you coming for me sideways?
I know
My
he's
man's
coming.
just-
He's coming
my
at me.
man's
like,
just
whoop.
making, like, I get it. I could say, oh, he's gonna pull out the other 8 tails he has within him and all this other stuff. All the other tail beasts that gave him some power when they fist bumped him. I get it. I understand it, but I just.
All right, hold on, I'm trying to.
Buddy,
find
you're
something.
on the Boruto train. That's fine.
Hey, I just think the dude's just too hacked right now.
Just when it comes out that Naruto just whoops up on his little boy like he
No.
used to.
Yeah.
I wanna hear
I
no
don't think
back
it's
talk.
possible. I don't think it's possible. Just the way he is right now, not even using his karma abilities, just too ridiculous.
He's broken, is what you're saying.
He's broken.
Okay.
He's broken.
It's just a lot of slander going on right now.
Hey, listen.
Oh, the new Black Clover I heard was I've spoiled with TikToks, but I heard the new season of Black Clover's crazy. And
Is it just the movie?
I'm not.
You
I
know
think
how-
they made a new season.
You know how?
No?
No, I heard that it's coming off. The new season or something was announced, and it's like
It might
be
just
coming.
been stuff I haven't seen yet.
it
Then.
be coming.
But I'm ready for Classroom of the Elite. It's been getting good.
It has been getting good, dude. That I made it halfway through the episode for Dr. Elise. I know we'll probably talk about next week or something, but there's some pretty
Some good stuff.
some good stuff coming in that too.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
that's gonna
Dr. Elise has
just
been
a-
getting good.
I'm
I love
actually
it. Oh, yeah,
super
that's-
surprised. I'm
That's
super
been
surprised.
gas.
with that
I've been
anime.
enjoying that. I haven't watched the new episode yet. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That one's been
And-
absolutely slay.
Metallic Rogue, I do kind of still want to watch that, even though we nixed it for Elise. But
I'm actually gonna watch it because I was seeing a lot of good stuff on it.
yeah,
I know you don't with the
mechs.
the
Yeah,
mechs
I
and
saw it was
stuff.
mech anime, and I was a little hesitant.
yeah. I'm gonna watch it because I saw a clip and I was like, dude, this looks too good for me not to watch it.
Apparently, the new Mobile Suit Gundam is absolute gas.
Oh, the witch and whatever.
I've heard. I'm like I said. I'm not a. I've watched one mech anime in my life, and it was 86, and it was phenomenal.
That's all you need.
I don't think it was enough for me to deep dive into Mobile Suit Gundam, but I don't know. The trouble is with already having One Piece on the go, and I don't want to take on too many monstrous animes that I have to
big
watch
boys.
a bunch
Mhm.
of backup, to understand what's happening. That's kind of one of my big things is when you have to go back and watch so much from behind to understand what's happening now. I kind of wish that when you actually reach a certain point, what the creators would do is just make a 2-hour episode that says previously on, right? And just kind of
Mhm.
abridge it. Just rifle everyone through the mechanics of it and then catch them up to speed. Kind of like a catch-up mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
If Blizzard made anime, let's give them the catch-up mechanic and bring them up to kind of current. At least
I wish
within
they
2
did that
seasons.
with new seasons. Every time a new season dropped, they'd have in case you forgot what happened last season.
Yeah, and I know people are like, oh, you can't do that. You can't have a 2-hour thing. People won't watch it. Well, leave that up to people, right? Just do it. And then if they watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you have to do much work. Just clip a whole bunch of stuff and jam it together, right?
I want to watch. There's a lot of stuff that there's too much stuff that I want.
Are you still watching Freerun too?
Yeah, still watching Freerun.
Freerun's guys.
Yeah, I got a lot going on. I'm almost done with Freerun. God, I love that so much.
Yeah,
It's so
that's a
good.
good anime.
Freerun
I
is
haven't started it yet
so
because I'm watching Classroom Really
good.
Elite.
Classroom
when-
Elite.
after you catch up on that, I definitely would say watch Freerun. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like
Shangri-La
ancient Meg.
Frontier, I heard was also really good, but I think if it's dubbed now, I'll watch it. But I'm not going back to watch sub on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of ones that I'm just gonna watch dub just because there's certain times where it's like a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Burin, I'm super glad. Like that dubbed is like pretty phenomenal. It's
Well,
really
I
good.
think-
Blue Exorcist has a new season that I want to watch. All this stuff.
I know. As I've mentioned it a couple times to some people. I think I mentioned it to Ox too. Like I watch One Piece right now while I'm doing something podcast
Mhm.
related or gaming, or I'll put it on while I'm playing Power World. Simply because when you're an experienced anime watcher and you can put something on dub,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have an idea what's happening in the environment, and so just being able to hear it and listen to it, you can kind of paint the scene for yourself, and you don't
Right.
really need to be following. Whereas, like if it's sub, you have to watch it, unless you're fluent in Japanese.
Yeah.
Then you need to watch it.
If it's
So-
dub, it just turns into like a read along for like the
Yeah.
manga.
Like you get the unique ability to be able to just put it on and kind of skim it, right? And you know what's happening. If you hear something big happen, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on. You can always look over, right? Change screen, and see. But yeah, so that's something I've kind of been doing with dub anime recently, where I just pop it up on an extra screen and do something else while it's playing, and you kind of get the idea of what's happening. Especially through some of the filler arcs, right? Like you can watch half a Naruto that way
Yeah.
and still get the whole story.
Yeah, you can.
Um,
One Piece is pretty decent to do it with, just because there are points that are just like, the pacing is just like, let me just look over for a second, come back to it. I know we had
Yeah.
another friend. That's what he was doing. He'd game, and that's what he'd do. He watched One Piece on the side screen.
Yeah.
But I feel like nowadays, like there's even like there's a lot of anime that you can't do that with. Like I couldn't do that with Frieren.
No, yeah.
No, if you're
Yeah.
deep in, like you can't do that.
Frieren's
Right? Like,
hooking to
Yeah,
the.
and that's
but
the good
there's
thing
also
about
not
new
8,000
gens.
episodes ahead of it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're watching it week by week, right?
Mhm.
So
And Frieren's got a lot. Like I think it's like 19 episodes. It's a pretty hefty season.
Yeah.
that's a big season.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty.
I like
nice.
the new 24 episode seasons.
I know, I love those. I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you how much it drove me up the wall when it's like, yeah, we got 12 exciting episodes. It's like, what?
Yeah.
12? Like, come on. You can't get a whole storyline out in this. But no, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see where a lot of these animes are going to go. Kind of jumping gears, though, I wanted to ask you guys what you guys thought of Enshrouded. It's a game I haven't been able to play yet. I think we've all kind of dabbled in Power World a bit, and
Mhm.
we've been having a lot of fun with it. For those that have been playing, I know I've probably sunk about, I don't know, like a good 50 hours into Power World, and
That's about where I'm at with it.
yeah, just got my first guns now. Kind of changes the game a bit. Makes it a little more fun. Start breeding stuff like that,
Mhm.
and getting all sorts of different stuff and faster flying mounts. But
Yeah.
Enshrouded was one that came across that just recently came out, and it looks like it's got this really unique kind of survival timer. And I don't quote me on it because I don't know enough about it. But when I was watching people like Shroud play it, it looked like they would do their survival craft stuff, but then they would jump into an environment where like there's a timer,
Mhm.
and then you
Mhm.
have X amount of time to complete whatever you're trying to complete, and if you don't, you're dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So kind of walk me through Enshrouded a bit. Like what's besides survival craft, what's the big allure of this game?
So I think the best way for me to describe it is it's a lot like Valheim. If anyone's ever played the survival craft Valheim, so the one thing that's cool about it is like I forget the term. It's
Voxel.
99.999% possible. So like most things in the world are destructible. So which is really cool. You can dig a base underground if you wanted to. So that's a big thing for people because it's like closer to like Minecraft because that's how Minecraft is. I feel like I'm playing like D&D whenever I would play it because you go in and you get to choose. You don't choose a class, but you have your archetypes for your
Roles,
trees.
yeah.
So you can choose to put your points in your skill tree towards being a mage or a healer, a barbarian, a trickster, a tank, a healer, range, survivalist, all kinds of things. So your characters are really customizable in what you want to do with them. I think that's one of the bigger things, and it's strictly multiplayer. There's not going to be any kind of like PvP or anything like that. It looks like so working together with your friends or I guess, NPCs you can pick up in the world itself to fight and defeat bosses. And like you said, there is timer. If you go into the shrouded areas, you have 5 minutes. If that timer, you know, gets to zero, you die and everything. But me and Jake haven't gotten that close. We've done a little bit of dabbling in those areas, but it's a fun game. I haven't played a lot of Power World. I've watched a lot of Power World. I think I logged in for all of like 10-15 minutes. I can't say it wasn't my field. I'm big into PvP, so the fact that it wasn't PvP, I need to have a little bit more of a story, and I feel like Enshrouded has more of a story to follow. Like when you get in, you get this nice little cinematic that lays out the world that you're in, Embervale, and like what has happened. So I guess, like, long story short, or the abridged version, like that's what Frozen would say, is this elixir was made or found by mining, and this elixir basically cures anything. And what ended up happening is these fissures or things open in the world that cause these enshrouded areas to happen, and the characters you play are known as Flameborn, which is something that was created by the inhabitants of the world and the ancient ones to basically combat this. So you get in, and they kind of set it up like very, like, not vaguely, but you get enough information to know what's going on, and it feels like you're working towards something. That's why I like it. It's a little bit more of like a story and a quest, I feel like, versus Outworld. Whenever I didn't like, it's like, oh yeah, the towers. I'm like, great, towers.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with Power World. The one area I felt it fell flat was their just drop you in the universe mechanic. Like, it's just kind of like, here you go, and then it's like, don't fight that big mammoth looking thing we just dropped you right beside. And it's like, oh, okay. It's they pulled a classic Elden Ring. They dropped you in the universe. The first enemy you see is a level 38 mammoth that will absolutely mollywop you.
Yeah.
And it just gives me, PTSD of the shield guardian that they drop you right in front of in Elden Ring when they're like, I'm going to fight the guy on the horse. And it's like, and that guy's going to stomp you.
Yep.
And so I kind of feel like it fell flat a bit in that sense. But once you kind of get rolling a bit in it and you start getting some stuff in Power World, it definitely feels a lot more cozy. And you get a little comfortable with it, and you can do a lot of stuff in it. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played Enshrouded. I look forward to being able to try it, and seeing what happens there. Another big one I can't wait to try this weekend once I'm done a lot of podcast stuff is the new Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I kind of like that Rocksteady took everything they did with Arkham and the Arkham trilogy that they did with Batman, and now they're going to deliver this new kind of Division / GTA live service game, right? And I think a lot of people like to play as superheroes, but this kind of puts you in the seat of the villains, and I kind of like it. There's always been speculation of what it would be like to be the villains and kind of wreak havoc on a city, but it's kind of like the villains doing good. And I like the playful outfits that they kind of made for it. There's a battle pass for it, tons of cosmetics, and you can get cool things for it. So it looks really cool in essence. I hope that it plays just as well as any of the Arkham games, and any of the other things that Rocksteady has put out there. Their name kind of suggests exactly what they are. They make really good, solid games, right? Like they're a AAA company. They don't ever try to make game of the year games, but they just produce something that meets the mark and is consistent, and they last for a long time. People want to replay them. People want to keep doing it. And the other thing is, with this game, they made a 13 season guarantee. Oof. So that means that regardless of what happens to this game, there are 13 seasons guaranteed.
Oh wow!
For Suicide Squad. So I think that's kind of cool. One thing I did forget to mention while we were doing the Rogers episode was that PlayStation just had their State of Play yesterday. I guess technically it's yesterday now that we're in the AM. And they released a bunch of games that's going to be coming out. I'm just going to rifle through it quickly because I know not all of us have PlayStations, but Death Stranding 2 was on that list. Nothing for me. I wasn't a big fan of Amazon delivery guy simulator. Hideo Kojima, the mind behind Metal Gear, is coming up with a new espionage game called Fizzant. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. After all, Death Stranding was womp womp to me. But you know, Kojima is a legend in the video game world. Another kind of hack and slash game called Stellar Blade. This is like an anime hack and slash kind of game. Very exciting. Sonic X Shadow Generations, kind of bringing us back to the 2D, 3D platforming of Sonic. Zenless Zone Zero. This kind of plays like a Dogma, if you haven't played one of those anime games before, like a Dragon's Dogma. So a hack and slash them kind of game. Silent Hill, a short message, and Silent Hill 2. So those will be, you know, filling out the horror genre and all the big Silent Hill fans. Another horror game coming out called Judas, which looks really good. It's kind of this one coming from Ghost Story Games, supposed to be pretty spooky. Metro Awakening is coming, so another Metro game. Speaking of Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out. And on the top of the list is one called Rise of Ronin, another kind of Ghosts of Tsushima style samurai game.
Okay.
So if you're a fan of kind of like the samurai style RPG games, then this one's going to be right up your alley. So yeah, it's 19th century Japan. And yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have too much more to add here. We've almost gone a solid hour here, just extra, and
I'm good, man. You know, I know Jake probably wants to take another nappy wappy.
But yeah, about ready to take a nap.
He got a little sleep in his eyes. Hey, I know we were talking about, you know, we're gonna do this thing with anime characters. You know, Jake's gonna be more like Zoro or somebody that sleeps all the time.
Zenitsu up in
I've
the
got one. Snorlax.
That's disrespectful. I'm not gonna stay here for this.
Yeah, buddy, I would have gave you Zenitsu. Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, likes to
I wasn't
take
gonna
naps.
Disrespect you that bad.
Likes to take naps.
Let me
least
clap him
Snorlax
flat.
is good.
You know.
At least Snorlax's body slam does damage.
Jesus Christ. No, guys. No, but I'm pretty much good. I think we hit a lot of things today. Just know. Boruto's that guy.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's season 2. I'm gonna change things up a bit. I'm not gonna end the traditional ending anymore. We got to get a little. You know, we have that for Rogers. We do that. So I'm just gonna give us our goodbyes and make sure that, you know, we appreciate everyone that sits here and listens to us for as long as they do. And if you do love us, make sure that wherever you watch us or listen to us over your podcast, you go on there and leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. As always, follow us on our social medias. And now our content is going up on YouTube and TikTok. So make sure you subscribe, ring those bells, click the notifications so that you guys are always in the know of when we are going live or when we are doing all sorts of awesome events. Like, speaking of which, in May, we are going to be at Anime North. We'll let you know if it's going to be any bigger than that. But if you want to meet us in person and you just want to argue with us face to face, we welcome it. And we want to meet you too. And let us know that you are a fan of the podcast. What are we going to call us? We're going to call us the Rifters. I don't even know. We don't have a name for you guys yet. We'll have to think of one.
We'll figure it out.
But thank you guys for being on this journey with us. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. You know, we love you, Ox, Jake, myself, Frozen. We love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week. Anime Rift.
Stay sexy.
Ciao. ×2.